Hi everyone, Mrs. Paglione here. Welcome to week 1 of distance learning for Math 7. Today we are going to talk about classifying angles. Some of these vocabulary terms you've seen before, so hopefully this will mostly be a review for you, but a great starting point for us. So acute angles are angles whose measurement is between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. Okay, you can see our example right there of an acute angle, right? Acute angle, 35 degrees. An obtuse angle is an angle whose measurement is between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. A right angle is an angle whose measurement is exactly 90 degrees, okay? Exactly has to be 90 degrees. And you can see that box there. That box is going to tell you that we've got 90 degrees. A straight angle is an angle whose measurement is exactly 180 and it has to form that straight line there. A vertex is the point where the two rays meet to form an angle. Okay, so that vertex point right there, you can see it in red, that is our vertex. That's important because that's most likely going to have a letter attached to it, like an A, a B, a C, whatever it may be, and that's going to allow us to name our angles later on. All right, so here, speaking of naming angles, here's our first angle. So there are 4 different ways, yes, 4 different ways we can classify this angle. Okay, we can actually name it and classify it. There's one way we can classify it, 4 different ways we can name it. So we can name it using this number right here, angle 2. That's one way. Second way we can name it is we can use that vertex letter, which is angle G. The other way is you can use the 3 letters, okay? You can use the 3 letters. So if I start at F, then goes to G, and then go to H. So angle F, G, H. And then I can go the other way. I can start at angle H, go to G, then end at F. So that would be angle H, G, F. And yes, you do need to have that angle symbol, that sort of almost looks like a sideways V. You need to have that before all of your labeling. So those are the 4 ways. Okay, right there are our 4 ways. And this angle is less than 90 degrees, so it's going to be called an acute angle because they also wanted us to classify it. All right, so we're going to try these 3. So the first one, actually I'm going to classify them all to start. So I'm going to write these names down and classify them to start because that's the easier of the methods of the way to name these. So if I start with the first one, we can call this one a right angle because I see that box. This is an obtuse angle because it's greater than 90, because 90 would be right about here and it would make that 90-degree box. So this is bigger than that, so that's why we call it obtuse. And this is a straight angle because it is a straight line. All right, naming. So using the numbers. So if I was to use the numbers 2, 3, and 4, you would call this angle 2, angle 3, angle 4. Now I'm going to use the letters at the vertex. So using the letters, that's going to be B, S, and M. So angle B, angle S, angle M. Then using the direction of the 3 letters, let's start from going from left to right. So that would be, we'll use blue, A to B to C. So angle A, B, C, angle R to S to T, angle RST, and LMN, angle LMN. And then I can go the other way. So I'll pick a different color here. We'll just do black for that one, and we can go the other way. So that would be C to B to A, so angle CBA, and then T to S to R, so angle TSR. See how it's just backwards there? RST, TSR, it is backwards. And then going the other way, that'd be angle NML. All right, vertical angles. So vertical angles are always congruent, meaning that they're the same measurement, and they make a V shape. So do you see how 2 and 4 back to back make two V's that connect each other. So you've got this V and that V. Same thing with the 1 and the 3. 1 and 3 are back to back and they make that V shape, and they're going to be the same measurement. So if I tell you the angle of 2 is 100 degrees, then the angle of 4 is also going to be 100 degrees. Adjacent angles are going to be right next to each other, and they're going to have a side in common. So looking here, 2 and 1 are adjacent because they're right next to each other, and they're kind of shoulder to shoulder, and they have that side in common. And the same thing here, you've got 4 and 3 are right next to each other, and they have a side in common. Same thing here with 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. All right, let's look at this example here. So name a pair, identify a pair of vertical angles and adjacent angles. So a pair of vertical angles, I'm looking for the V's that go back to back. So that's going to be 3 and 5. So angle 3 and angle 5. And then a pair of adjacent angles, they have to be shoulder to shoulder. So right here I see a shoulder. You've got 4 and 5. And maybe some of you saw the other pair. The other pair, shoulder to shoulder, is 4 and 3. You can choose one of those two pairs, or you could write both of them down. All right, finding measurements. Okay, finding measurements. So this is when we are going to use what we know about vertical angles, meaning that they're equal to each other. Remember, vertical angles here are going to be the same. They're going to be equal to each other to find out what the missing measures are, and adjacent angles to find out what the missing measures are. So right here for 120 and 2x, those are vertical from each other, which means they're equal to each other. So 2x is equal to 120. Well, I don't want to know what 2 times x is, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2. I'm going to get that the x value is 60 degrees, which makes sense because 2 times 60 gives me 120. And same thing here. These are also equal to each other, and that box means 90 degrees. So 5x plus 5 equals 90. Solve that equation, or you can kind of think of what that x number would have to be. If you multiply it by 5 and add 5, it has to equal 90. Or I like to use the inverse operations. 5x is equal to 85. Divide by 5. If you have your calculators on you, you would do 85 divided by 5 in your calculators. You get 17. So x is equal to 17 degrees. All right, we are going to meet in a live event very soon. You can go to your Outlooks calendars and you can click on that live event, or you can go to where it says week 1 over here. Let me see if I can show you that. Give me 1 second. If I move this box over, you can see right here where it says week 1. Okay, that's where I want you to go, and I want you to go to that link, and we can talk about a little bit about this in our live event and do a couple more practice problems together. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.